Welcome back aboard U80. It's March 29, 8 o'clock in the evening. We're about 40 kilometers off the port of Vigo. We'll have to enter a small bay. And what you can see here are the lightships guarding the entrance to that bay. And U80 has made its way in about 2 days from the last attack, just straight west from Gibraltar to the northern Atlantic coast of Iberia, and we should be alongside the motor ship Bessel for resupply in about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how fast we can get into the bay. We waited for nighttime, so as to make it hard for potential spies on the coast or in the harbor city to observe our entrance. Unfortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to attack more enemy shipping. The weather was quite stormy. It was usually quite foggy as well. And the dives that we completed from time to time didn't show anything on the hydrophone either. So unfortunately we couldn't add anything to our list of sunk targets, but we're going to resupply, and in a couple of days we should be able to head out again and find more targets in these busy waters here off the coast of Portugal. I will talk to you very soon. Thanks for stopping by. While the wind has died down considerably, under the protection of these mountains, the fog has increased, and it was quite hard to navigate to our target, which I believe is one of these ships over there. Should be straight ahead. You can see the harbor over there. It seems to be quite a busy port. There are a lot of ships on anchor to our port side. In either case, it seems we have made it, and we're going to enter patrol here. And I will see you once we're leaving port again. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome back aboard U80. It's March 31st. 1941. It's 11:30 o'clock in the evening, and U80 is outfitted again with fuel and torps mainly, and we are ready to leave for our area of operation, which on the second patrol is going to be just east of the Azores, in the main convoy alley in the central Atlantic. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to I think about 5 crew members. 2 petty officers and 3 seamen have left. It was a torp specialist and a mechanic and a petty officer with no specific training, and 2 regular crew members. We obtained quite a few electric torps, so I'm quite happy about that. They should make daytime attacks more successful, but I'm also pretty happy with the steam torps. I mentioned the crew. The area of operation, as I said, just east of the Azores in the main convoy alley here, connecting with the British homeland, with the Mediterranean, as well as with Central Africa. So let's get things started over here. Nighttime is ideal
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
to leave port.
Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
So after 2 days alongside Bessel, this supply ship that you can see here, we are topped up with everything that we need
304 mittlere Entfernung.
and ready to attack again. So I will join you again once we are on the high seas or anything else of interest happens. Thank you for stopping by. Good morning, everybody. It's 1:15, early in the morning of April 1st, 1941. U-80 is about to clear the coast. The bay of Vigo is just disappearing in the background as we're passing the Southern Lightship and heading out into the open Atlantic. It's a clear night and everybody aboard is excited for what the new patrol may bring. Good morning, it's 8:30 in the morning of April 1st, about 9 hours since we left port. We've put a distance of 120 kilometers or 75 nautical miles between us and the supply ship. Our heading is 252 degrees, our speed is 8 knots, and U-80 is getting prepared for another patrol. The weather is very calm and U-80 and its crew is going to spend the day exercising, diving exercises, emergency dives, emergency surfacing, and we're also going to test the different turning circles at different speeds, submerged and while surfaced, just to make sure we are up to date and know really well what our boat is capable of. We don't expect any targets so close under the Portuguese coast, and even if they appear, they shouldn't be too well protected, as we're quite close to neutral waters, and as the convoy routes are actually much further out in the Atlantic. So this is an ideal area for a couple of exercises. As you can see, we have targets on the horizon. Just ordering a small course change as to reduce our silhouette. And I'm gonna slow down obviously because I don't want to get spotted. Let's get a quick distance estimate. They're quite close and it's a clear day. So we're actually going to submerge into surface and periscope depth. 4 or 5 freighters. It does look like a convoy. But as we're only about 100 nautical miles off the coast of Portugal, I don't know, and it seems they're more or less heading straight on. So I think they're headed for Portugal and they're quite likely neutral. It is still April 1st. It's about midday. UAT was and mainly the crew, they were just busy with diving exercises and maneuvering. Nothing interesting has happened otherwise. So we're just going to make sure that we're not actually looking at non-neutral vessels, that is to say British vessels. But I honestly don't have high hopes that we're looking at targets here.
Kontakt, Frachter, kommt näher auf 355, große Entfernung.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel
I don't
Fahrt
see
voraus.
any screens either. It doesn't look too promising. Let's make sure. Let's get a bearing on the lead ship. So it's just straight ahead. That's our course 275. About this far out, and I think we have an AOB of maybe 45 degrees, something between 30 and 45 degrees. Go 35. So that will put us at let's see, five kilometers, I think.
Jawohl, Herr
Can speed
Kaloin.
up and maybe
Volle Fahrt voraus.
let's see. We need about 330.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 3.
So we're gonna approach their course from the south here. Should have lowered the periscope before speeding up, just not to draw any attention. We're still turning. I think this is the lead ship.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 331. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
Before I started recording, I did a quick round the horizon check. Well, usually I have quite a stressful routine when my crew spots something. This time it was my crew actually spotted the ships. There is nothing else on the horizon. We're now doing 7 knots. We're 5.5 kilometers out. We should get there in about 20 minutes. Let's see if they're going, let's say around 7 knots, and they're about 7 kilometers away, maybe 8. Yeah, we should actually have time to close in before they pass submerged. So I'll check back with you in just a short moment. So we have slowed down to take a quick peek. They've stayed at about 300 degrees to our port, obviously. And it very much looks like a Spanish convoy, probably headed to the mainland from the Azores. I don't think we have any business dealing with them. So we're going to head back west. We'll just keep an eye on them and then surface again once they disappear over the horizon.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Geht
Frachter
wieder auf
auf
Kurs, Herr Kaloin.
296. Kommt näher.
And I'll be back with you once I have an update.
201. Kommt näher.
So as these Spanish freighters are disappearing over the horizon, and as there are no other contacts around, I'm going to order to surface again, and we'll continue towards our area of operation. Good evening, or good morning rather. It's just past midnight on April 2nd, 1941. The rest of the day has passed quite uneventful. The result from our maneuvering and diving exercises may be of interest. So we need about 50 seconds to get to a depth of 30 meters by an emergency dive, which means full power ahead and diving rudders on full dive. And it takes us about 80 seconds to reach a depth of 70 meters by the same procedures. Calm seas, fully arrest the crew, that is, no damage to the boat. And as for the turning circles, actually it's a bit less interesting than I thought. Submerged at all speeds we take about 220 meters for a turning circle. That is, it's a distance of 220 meters between the positions of the boat when it has fully turned by 180 degrees. So that means the diameter of a full circle would be 220 meters. On the surface, at full power ahead, that distance is 350 meters, which means that the diameter of a full circle at lower speeds is probably slightly less, should be around 290 or something in that area. Otherwise, there's not much to report. I'm going to end the episode here, and I'll see you in the next one.